Why, hello everybody, it's Wes and Andy, and we are back
one more time.
Tuesday night Random Fandom for the week of September 10th, 2033. Random Fandom number 30.
September 10th, 2033?
Did I say 33?
Live from the future.
Did I say 33?
Yeah.
2023.
And it's not the 10th either, it's the 19th.
My eyes are bad. Wow.
10th was a week and a bit ago.
All the way from somewhere else to right here.
Yep. Coming at you live from the future until it's not.
This is number 30 something.
32.
32 of Random Fandom for Tuesdays.
Good evening, Go Figure.
Hello, Adam at Go Figure. Another epic Tuesday night Random Fandom. You're going to learn everything in real time, just as I will too.
Yep. We got some wild stuff tonight.
Right on. But we should probably start with one of our... We'd like to do one of these things.
It's a tradition thing.
All right, let's try this one.
Random Fandom Trivia.
Oh, TJC's in the house.
Good evening. So, question for you.
Yeah, okay, shoot.
On September 19th of 1984.
Wait a second. That's today. Except, a bunch of years ago.
Yeah, a bunch of years ago.
Okay.
Which angel-based television show premiered on NBC?
84. 84 angel-based television in the 80s. Well, there wasn't a lot of it.
There eventually did become a lot.
Yeah, but I can only think, is it really that old? Because I mean, I can only think of one show, and I'm gonna ask, is Highway to Heaven that old?
Well, Go Figure says Highway to Heaven as well.
Oh, hey.
And you know what? You're both correct.
It is Highway to Heaven.
It is Highway to Heaven.
Okay. I was a huge, so I mean, I like Michael Landon. I mean, wasn't a big Bonanza fan because it predates, it's older than I am.
Yeah.
But I was a Little House junkie. So like,
so was my wife.
Yeah. I did not watch a whole lot of Highway to Heaven, but when
Victor French,
that's him, when he came on the show, it made it a better show. It was cool.
Go Figure. Adam says, what a Little House reunion.
Yeah, Little House reunion show. Yeah, really.
Yeah. Well, the character that Victor French played was originally supposed to be a younger, handsome type actor.
Sure.
Apparently, Michael Landon nixed that, saying, no, I don't want anybody cuter than me on the show. So it was rewrote and tailored to Victor French.
You know, they had such great chemistry together in both shows. Yeah. Oh, Adam, to this day, Little House is my comfort show. You know, it's
and it still airs, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Still on there.
Yeah. I think it's perhaps easier to watch than it is to watch reruns of Seventh Heaven.
I would think so.
Yeah, it's got its own stuff.
Last couple of years, I've tuned into a few reruns of Highway to Heaven,
and
it holds up.
It does.
And you see like actors before they were super famous on there, so it's kind of neat that way.
That's what I've been doing recently, is I've been revisiting The Love Boat.
Oh my gosh.
Every episode of The Love Boat and the 3 TV movies from 1987 are all on Paramount Plus. So I've been slowly making my way through The Love Boat, and man, it's corny as all get out, but it's so much fun to watch.
Well, that's the mark of a good show, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess that's cool. I didn't know
a couple more factoids about it?
Oh, sure, let's do it.
Well, it ran from 84 to 89, which should be easily accessible on the internet.
Yeah.
But apparently Michael Landon quit smoking in the summer of 89 after Victor French died of lung cancer.
It's amazing what will as somebody speaking as an ex-smoker, and I feel like for Michael Landon, it probably was very similar. Fear is a good motivator
Absolutely.
So don't do what I did. Don't quit out of fear. I mean, do quit, but don't wait.
Yeah. This was also Victor French's last television series
I guess so, wasn't
before
it?
his passing.
Yeah.
Adam says,
there has never been a more evil villain than Nellie Olson.
Here. That child
She
is
is
the devil.
so horrible.
You know what? Mrs. Olson was terrible.
Nell. Oh, Nell was the father. And then
I don't
what was
remember
her name?
Mrs.
Hattie?
Hattie Nelson.
Hattie, is that right? Am I getting
she
that
was
right?
like she was the template for
Harriet.
Nellie. Maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah. Even watching now, it's like, how did they not slap that woman out of town?
I mean, the early episodes painted her and Willie in a very similar.
Yeah.
They were both sort of like the Eddie Haskells of the show, right?
But she got downright terrible. Like at one point, there was an episode where she's like being all racist and everything, and
shows you could never do in the lens of in the social.
Today, no.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Still nice to. I like to go back and revisit them.
Still, it's got good lessons in it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Tell the truth, be good to thy neighbor, and all that jazz.
Absolutely. And it's okay to go see your doctor, even if they are a veterinarian.
Yep. Got to do what you got to do.
That was the big bomb drop on that one. What? You're a vet? Oh my God.
There was a few big bombs on that.
Yeah.
Like at one point, the doctor tried to fall in love, but there was too big of an age gap.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But should we move on to the first?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get to the business at hand. Don't forget, everybody. Random Fandom Tuesday, 100% audience participation. Hanging out with us here in the live chat. Always looking for your questions and comments. Maybe you saw something this week in the headlines that we didn't that you want to talk about. If you're so bold, you can always hit the custom WhatsApp link located in the description of this video, and you can call us up in real time, and you can be on the show.
True. Coming in from my lovely wife,
Jen. Harriet Olson was the worst. Nellie saw the error as her ways and became good.
Which is true, because she did marry that dude with the spectacles who taught her how to cook.
Right.
Because she got like all grown up in like a real hot minute.
Yeah.
And stopped being evil.
I think, that was a writing choice. I mean,
probably
you can only, because I mean, those kids literally grew up on TV.
Did.
So at some point, putting frogs in people's pockets and pulling their hair, kind of gets old, right?
True.
Yeah.
But people down at Disney World were forced away from the rides.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because a wild bear broke into the Magic Kingdom.
What? Oh my, that's like aerial photography.
It is. Apparently he broke in and it caused 10 rides to be shut down. While officials from Florida Fish and Wildlife were made aware that they had to go get this guy who was hiding in a tree near Big Thunder Mountain. And this was Monday morning. So
there's a bear in the park.
Yeah.
All right. Who left the honey pot out?
It wasn't Pooh Bear, but they had to go in. They had to close it down and get this guy out. So they closed down. What all did they close down here? The Frontierland, Adventureland, and Liberty Square.
Yep.
Nextar's Grant Gustin said that they closed these down.
Not to be confused with the Flash Grant Gustin.
No. But they went in, they got him, and this here, as you can see, is an aerial shot of them taking him out after he's been sedated. So
Steve says, sounds like that Cocaine Bear movie. Oh, Cocaine Bear 2.
Cocaine Bear 2, the Magic Kingdom.
Oh my. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
But apparently him breaking in comes only 2 months after a squirrel was seen running around the stage at the Carousel of Progress, but there was no injuries reported for that one.
I mean, okay, squirrels are one thing, like black bears,
they pose a little bit different problem.
You don't, I mean, for us here where we are in relatively rural Ontario, I mean, even for us, black bears aren't, super uncommon, but still, when they start wandering into town, you do take notice.
Yeah.
Big theme park like that.
Go on a roller coaster. It looked fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. Next up here, we got Drew Barrymore.
Oh
We were
no.
talking about her a couple weeks
What's
ago.
going on with my
Another
Drew?
stalker.
Oh,
well,
her stalker, yeah.
Yeah. This time it's on her.
Uh-oh.
I guess she started filming episodes of her Drew Barrymore show.
Her talk show.
Yeah, amidst the whole Writers and Screen Actor Guild strike. But she only got a couple of episodes in before saying, oops, I heard you. I'm going to stop until it's over.
I mean, I don't know. It's a tough position to be in.
It is, because like it's not just her, like she's got her entire crew of people waiting to make the show, right?
It's a tough one to be in because, I mean, you know, a lot of this it's probably the same thing. I read some backlash over the continued tapings of Jeopardy. And while it's not really
I didn't think there'd be writers for
well,
that show.
no, but I mean there are, though, even though the show has like tens of thousands of old questions that they could recycle.
Yeah.
You know, there is an element that is governed by some of the deals for these contracts that they're fighting for. So I know Will Wheaton does not think highly of Ken Jennings right at the moment. He's very vocal about all that, by the way. If you want to check out what's going on with the strike, just look at Will Wheaton's social media.
Or Ron Perlman's.
Oh, yeah. They both have things to say, and both like so in different ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's still important points. Apparently her putting her show on the back burner, though, has had a snowball effect because The Talk and the Jennifer Hudson show are also postponing their restarts. And
well, somebody had to pull the trigger first, and the other two went, "Oh, better not do that."
Yeah, let her boil first. But she did post on Instagram, and she's quoted as saying, "I have listened to everyone, and I am making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I have hurt, and of course to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find our way forward, and I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry very soon."
I just don't know enough about her show. Like, does that mean
she's just like a talk show? Is it not?
It is a talk show. So is she using non-union?
Maybe
work? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. But CBS Media Ventures spokesperson said, you know, we support Drew's decision to pause the show's
Of
return.
course you do, because the backlash would have been more the blowback. Oh,
yeah. But they understand how complex and difficult the process has been for her.
Okay. All right.
So
all you had to do was, union strong.
Yeah.
Just do nothing. Do nothing.
What else we got here? Oh, this one's neat. Blink 182 has announced their first new album in 12 years.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long.
Oh, wow.
So the band's back together, Mark Hoppus, Tom DeLonge, and Travis Barker, and they're going to be releasing one more time on Friday, October 20th.
All right. Not a huge Blink 182 fan, I got to admit. So, I mean,
I don't mind their stuff.
Sure. I mean, there's stuff out there that I immediately go to, what is it? Oh, the small thing. That's them, right?
I think so. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Rock Show is definitely them, though.
Oh, right. Did they do the music video, which was like a parody of like the 1980s driving around in like an IROC Z28?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
That's not Stacy's mom, is it?
No.
Because that's Fountains of Wayne.
Oh, Fountains of Wayne. That's right. Yeah.
But apparently this album is written about why does it take these catastrophes like Barker being in a plane crash or Mark being sick for their band to get back together.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess he was critically injured in a Learjet accident in 2008.
Oh, really?
That killed 4 of the 6 people aboard.
Ouch.
So, and then Hoppus, he revealed in 2021 that he's undergoing treatment for cancer. So
I think, those are both sort of like reminders of like nothing is guaranteed.
No.
And I mean, if there's still something left in the tank that you feel the need to get it out.
Yeah, don't wait for it. Like, get her done.
Certainly bands have reunited after longer
absences.
Yeah. So why not? Why not? That's going to make a lot of 90s kids pretty happy, I'm sure.
I think so. Even the early 2000s.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Yeah.
I guess the older I get, the more, distorted my perception gets of time.
Totally does.
You mean it wasn't 89 yesterday? I don't know.
Where did it all go?
Yeah.
So Mexican Congress has
Oh,
held their hearing about UFOs,
yes.
and they were presented with evidence of alien bodies.
Even I caught some of this stuff.
Yeah,
and,
Hank had hipped me to it there last week.
I don't know how I feel about this. I'm sure. I mean, sure. Now that when the United States opened up the floodgates, it was only a matter of time before other people got on board. But it's Mexico, man. Like, psychic surgery, all the weird stuff that people go to Mexico for. I mean, I am not an expert in anything.
Well, that's why the experts have weighed in on this.
The bodies look suspect to me.
Well, they're mummified, right? They're almost 1,800 years old.
Yeah.
They've been through carbon testing. They've been through X-ray scanning, DNA testing, and a whole bunch more. And I guess the whole thing started terrible because they released the evidence that they had them back in, I think, 2017.
Oh, really?
But they didn't have any of the documentation to go with it. They're just like, look what we found.
Okay.
And everyone's like, fake. But now,
but I mean, like, just positionally speaking, like, people don't. The only time you find a dead body like that is someone who died at home in bed. Do you know what I mean? Like, people who die in other ways, whether it's like, caveman who like died of exposure, does not fall down in the anatomical position with their arms that just doesn't happen.
No.
So again, that is kind of suspect to me.
Really?
It is.
Well, I'll counter your suspect with this.
Sure.
They're partially mummified.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And there is growing evidence that all, like the Egyptians, the Mayans, all had interactions with something not of this earth.
I'm down with that. I'm totally down with that.
And if they were visiting and they died here at the time, they would be given the same respect.
They were given the same. Well, that's an interesting thought. But
so mummified and templed and tombed.
Was mummification a thing in Mexico, though?
I don't know for sure, but there's lots of similarities in pyramid structures.
I guess so. That's true. I mean, a ziggurat and the traditional, pyramidal.
Yeah, but the what's his name here? A longtime UFO enthusiast and Mexican journalist Jamie Maussan has reported that they are not related to any life on Earth.
Interesting. Oh, so they actually weren't found in Mexico, recovered in Peru.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So South America.
Recovered in Peru near the Nazca lines in 2017.
Yep.
We got some from Kim here.
Oh, my wife is chiming in now. It's so hard. It's not so hard to believe that alien bodies created on a different planet would look and decompose differently. Absolutely not. I guess that would come down to what came out of the.
What are they made of?
Exactly.
Carbon-based.
Exactly. Yeah.
But, they took these two tiny bodies in display cases and basically paraded them around in front of the council down there. Each of the bodies has like a 3-fingered hand.
Yeah.
And they've been analyzed through carbon dating. Let's see here. What else did they do to them? Jose de Jesus Sales Beniz, director of the Scientific Institute of Health for the Mexican Navy, said X-rays, 3D reconstruction, and DNA analysis had been carried out on the remains. And he can confirm that these bodies have no relation to human beings.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he's saying, in no case do we make conclusions about the origin of said samples, but
fair, yeah.
30% of whatever their DNA is made up is not of terrestrial origin.
There's something else in the soup.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've done X-rays on. There was another one, a larger being, and they're comparing the skin to something close to a reptile.
Okay.
Which would make sense for all the people who believe in the reptilian race.
Yeah.
And there was also what is akin to like eggs inside of one of them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. What's this image we're looking at here now? What are we seeing?
This is the larger one. This is the X-ray of the larger one.
Well, see, look at that.
in a curled up
fetal position,
Yeah.
curled up. That would be indicative of someone who's I'm cold. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've died of exposure.
Probably.
That's an easy one for me, but non-biological entities, yes, non-biologicals.
Yeah. Steve says their heads look identical to the crystal skulls from the Indiana Jones movie.
Oddly enough, I thought the same. And so what? They're interdimensional aliens.
But at the same time, back then there is that was it the Mayans or somebody down there that was into skull extension with those crazy rings,
Elongating the heads.
Yeah, elongating their skull and
Interesting
neck.
stuff. Yeah.
But yeah. One user posted on Twitter saying this could really hurt efforts to take the issue seriously. And why didn't they wait until the scientific paper was done before they published that they'd found them?
That is a valid concern. Like it
is because like I get getting excited over it and not wanting to wait
of course,
and just jump the gun. But had they waited until they had all this extra evidence done,
you want to have your ducks lined up if you want to,
if you're going this big,
if you're looking for credibility, you've got to sort of be ironclad with this stuff.
Yeah. But and it's not even contained to Mexico because a Russian scientist was the one that performed the DNA test on one of them.
Okay.
And found out it is not human.
Interesting.
Apparently it's got 23 pairs of chromosomes just like humans.
Yep.
But the anatomical structure is different and 30% not match.
I'm curious to see if other agencies, other governmental or non-governmental agencies from other nations, ask to get involved. Will they be granted access, or will this be like, no, you can't touch it?
I would think at this point, yeah, they've already granted like other countries access.
I'm curious to know if once everybody starts putting their heads together, what the general, because we got to have some sort of scientific consensus, right? And I don't think that this story really puts us there yet.
No. But Dr. Galecki Dmitry from Russia.
Okay.
He had said that they were not humans, and according to him, the skin of the mummies showed no evidence of physical or chemical alterations.
That's interesting.
And surprisingly, the x-ray showed egg-like things surrounded by membranes inside the mummified bodies.
That's cool.
Yeah, so maybe they were
no matter what it is, I think it's cool.
interested to find out what they actually turn out to be. Like, is this
that's interesting. There's an interesting comment. Kim says many cultures buried their bodies in the fetal position, often tying their hands over their faces. That's an interesting thought.
Maybe that's a non-pharaoh type thing.
I don't know.
To save space.
That's entirely possible. Yeah.
Maybe. Dr. Robert E. Farrell, engineering professor and ufologist, told some of these guys that the CAT scans proved they were non-human and that they supposedly came from outer space. So he's kind of drawing conclusions, but preliminary tests showed that the body of the mummy discovered in the tombs dated back to 5th century AD.
Wow. That's old. What's Steve saying? Steve's the creature from the Alien movie.
A little bit. Maybe like the nice version of him.
Before
he shoots his tongue out at you.
The original Alien, the big chap, was a human skull with the
really long thing.
Yeah.
That's the cool. Geiger design.
That's cool.
Yeah. So whether or not these are conclusive, I don't know. But they're out there
tough.
now.
I mean, that's probably the most telling photo right there. Because now we get a real sense of scale.
Yeah, a scale between the dude presenting and the little mummy in the box.
Yeah, that's like child size.
Oh yeah, if not smaller. It's like gnome size.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Gnomes, they're real.
Well, you never know, because fae folk have often been talked about being like,
that's true.
Yeah, little, and
that is true. The little people.
Yeah. But what else we got here? Well, this one, it goes back into the entertainment side. So,
sure.
Aliens, probably real.
Yep.
We're just going to get more and more evidence as we go forward. But back on ground here, fans of the original Buffy can have a little taste of it coming back. Audible is doing a sequel called Slayers, a Buffyverse story.
That's cool.
And 8 of the original actors are set to come back and reprise
Oh, that's
the
cool.
roles.
Audio dramas. I think that is like this untapped
Oh, for
well,
sure.
you know what I mean?
Like, if you're going on a long car ride, why not listen to an hour-long audio story
I've spent
or a podcast?
well done. I've spent quite a few hours invested in digesting the Star Wars radio plays, like the old radio plays. Totally worth listening to. And those are done. I mean, there's lots of production value. There's music, there's sound effects, and in some cases, some famous people that are voicing the roles. But it's good.
Like friend of the show, Greg Allen on Human Be Gone.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Our Ninja Turtle guy.
that's right.
This is cool. I'm not a Buffy fan, so
I was
I hope.
a Buffy fan.
So you'll have to tell me what this is like.
If I get to it. Steve says the eggs.
The eggs. The eggs.
Kim says one step closer to the truth coming.
One step closer.
One step closer.
That's true.
Yeah, but this particular one is it's supposed to be set 10 years after the season 7 finale.
Oh wow! And we're like, how many years after?
Uh,
It's been off for way longer than that.
I guess
Longer than 10 years.
It says here on October 12th, we will be 20 years after the season finale.
Oh, that's my birthday.
After it first aired. So yeah. Original cast members, James Marsters, who played Spike.
Yep.
Charisma Carpenter, Cordelia. Anthony Head, who played Giles. Juliet Landau, who played Drusilla. Emma Caulfield, who was Anya. Amber Benson, who played Tara, which I don't know how they're doing because she died.
Oh, interesting.
James Charles Leary, who played Clem. And Danny Strong, who played Jonathan.
Cool.
So no Sarah Michelle Gellar. So no Buffy.
No Buffy. And
But,
who else is missing?
Allison Hannigan.
Yeah.
To play Willow.
She's too busy doing Dancing with the Stars this year.
Yeah.
She's on the upcoming season of Dancing with the Stars.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got one coming here.
All the way from Twitch. Hey, what's up?
Not too much.
Valve's BTW.
Yeah.
Valves, by the way. I like the Patrick. That was cool.
Kimberly says, didn't Spike die?
Didn't Spike die too?
I think they all died at one point.
No. I don't know.
I don't know, but
She's
I
a
know,
Slayer.
he took over for Angel after Angel went off and had his own show.
Oh, his own show?
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the title, Vampire Slayer. People are going to die.
Yeah, but at the same time, she kept falling in love with them.
Did you ever see the movie?
With Christy Swanson?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Luke Herman?
Luke Perry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I did. That was directed by Josh Whedon.
Was it really?
It was.
Wow, shows you how much I know. I did see the movie. I thought the movie was campy and corny and kind of fun.
100%.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
But apparently there is a newcomer to this particular story. Leia DeLeon Hayes will be joining as a new character, Indira Nunal.
Interesting.
Who is like a 16-year-old Slayer.
Oh.
So, new one to pick up the torch and
very cool.
Go through. Apparently it picks up and will follow Spike as he's undercover in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Trying to blend in with local evildoers. But Indira shows up,
evildoers,
blows his cover, and then Spike is forced to go back to Baby Slayer sitting as he searches high and low for a watcher for the newbie Slayer.
Baby Slayer
City. Yeah. But instead, he comes across another Slayer from an alternate reality where Buffy Summers doesn't exist.
Oh, and hence no Buffy.
Yeah. Okay. But this is I guess this answers the Tara question too, but it's none other than Cordelia, who has become the Slayer in this alternate universe.
Interesting. Okay.
So she needs Spike to help her deal with a vampire who happens to be his ex-girlfriend, Drusilla.
Does this not all ring out? Like we were talking about how, all the people who are making these productions now are like our age. So this is like the ultimate fan fiction.
100%. How would you have liked to see the story go? Well, now you get your chance.
Now you can do it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But if you're looking to access more and you happen to go to New York Comic Con on October 13th, there will be a Slayers panel at 1:30.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can go ask them questions, and apparently you have to wait until October 12th, though, to get it on Audible.
Happy birthday to me.
There you go. This next one kind of sucks.
Oh, I read this.
Trigger warning, and we're not going to read the whole thing. We've linked to the
No.
article in the show notes if you want to go have a long read, because it is a long read.
It's very long and it's very telling.
It is. This paints a whole new light on Justin Roiland.
That whole, can you separate the artist from the art? And this makes it, it's really difficult to do that.
It is.
It is for me anyway.
Yeah, NBC News reported that they interviewed 11 different individuals and found that Justin Roiland used his Rick and Morty fame to lure young fans for years.
Yeah, I mean, they went so far as to like show some of the
the screen captures
the
of
text message interactions. So
yeah,
I mean, again, there's an argument to be said. Well, that could have been faked.
Of course it could.
Granted, but I mean, you would hope that the victims are not, fabricating this stuff for, fame and fortune.
Yeah. But the newly released report, based on interviews with 11 women and non-binary people who shared thousands of messages with Roiland from 2013 to 2022. So that's quite a bit to fabricate.
That's we're just shy of a decade.
Yeah. But they claim that Roiland turned the exchanges sexual, and 3 of them, they were claiming they were 16 years old at the time when they began communicating with him.
Yeah.
And he would like say, okay, stay in touch and wait until they turned 18.
Yeah.
But
that's funny that's happened in movies and in other like media, like, oh, I'll come back in a few years when you're older.
Yeah.
But like, wow, like somebody actually said that?
Yeah. Yeah. But it was back in January when news hit that he was charged with 1 felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury.
Yeah.
And 1 felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and or deceit. And it was after that Adult Swim, Squanch Games, Disney, and 20th TV Animation cut ties with him.
Right.
But in March, we learned that those charges were dismissed, but it was, enough that they didn't renew him.
Yeah. So, I mean, whether he's been found guilty in the court of law
or the court of public
opinion is already weighing in.
And now NBC's coming out with this, right? And basically, if this is true, back to court for him.
I can't see an avenue where that doesn't happen.
No. One individual they spoke with was Jana Waters, who's non-binary, and they claim they were 16 years old and in high school at the time when he was 35 and began communicating with them in 2016. And they're quoted as saying, "At first, I really thought this guy wanted to be my friend, and I really needed friends at the time. And he was a grown man. I was a teenage girl." And another individual, Veronica Sweeney, explained that she came forward with her allegations after seeing this in the press, that she was experiencing what was apparently part of the larger pattern when it came to him.
It's easy to lose, to be starstruck and to be caught up in that. And then
100%.
Suddenly, these people are paying attention to you and you're like, oh,
yeah,
they've noticed me.
Yeah, like I'm guilty of that myself. Like I published a photo I took at Peterborough Music Fest of Walk Off the Earth.
Yep.
And I was over the moon when they liked my post.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. We've all had those like celebrity interactions where you're like, how did they notice me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently he would initiate conversations that would start off with him answering questions about Rick and Morty and make small talk. Of course.
Yeah.
And then he would apologize sometimes for being too drunk or too forward as he moved the conversations more into the don't move them there areas.
Right.
Asking for photos or meetups or whatever. But
yeah, I just don't see this going well for him.
Yeah. Andrew Bretler, a lawyer representing Justin Roiland, pushed back, though, said the piece in NBC News is some of the stuff is previously posted online, and he's calling claims false and defamatory, which if they're false, they are 100% defamatory. But
if they're true,
they're damaging as hell.
That's right. Defamatory.
Yeah.
Why
don't you want this admitted as evidence? Because it makes you look bad.
People, shitbags tend to stay shitbags. You know what I mean? Like it's,
and it sucks because I love that show.
Again,
But
how do you separate the art from the artist when they're shitbags?
true. But then you look at the character of Rick Sanchez, right? And
Sure.
he is a shitbag.
Well,
Like
there
he
you
is
go.
debauchery, drugs, alcohol abuse.
And I'm not a Rick and Morty fan. I've never watched it, but I've watched every episode of The Solar Opposites.
Yeah.
And so even Corvo was, as the head of the family, was not exactly a role model.
No. And it paints the whole series in a new light.
It does, but and I'm not going back to the shitbag comment. I am not, I'm not saying that there isn't room for people to grow
No.
and to
Absolutely.
evolve and to change. But I mean, that unfortunately we live in a world where, it's going to take a long time for anyone to come back from something like this.
Yeah.
If they can at all.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Danny Masterson.
Yeah. Off to jail with you.
Never coming back.
No.
Ever.
Speaking of coming back, though.
Oh.
Earlier this year, Netflix was hit with a legal complaint over a Big Bang Theory's use of derogatory language.
This is so silly. This is so silly.
I don't understand how he could bring this up. Like,
the show has been off the air for how long?
Yeah. This particular episode aired September 28nd, 2008.
Well, there you go.
And it took till now for this guy over in India to find it.
Well, I guess that's maybe some people are going to find. That's the thing with syndication and now streaming, is that these shows get bought up, and some countries where maybe they were never aired before, people are discovering these things for the first time now.
True.
But I mean, is it really? Did they send the complaint to Netflix?
They did.
Why wouldn't you send it? Why wouldn't you send it to CBS?
Yeah.
The people who made the show.
Well, they just want it pulled off Netflix. This episode specifically.
I guess. Other shows have done that. I mean, look at Looney Tunes, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
How much cartoons you can't watch anymore because they're offensive.
Yeah.
By the same token, do people, and I said this earlier this week, do people discovering All in the Family in 2023 write like letters like, this is awful, you need to take this down? Like, does that happen?
Maybe somewhere.
I think as a matter of historical record, that is a dangerous.
Dangerous
It is dangerous
to start altering history.
Yeah.
Because what's the saying? You forget your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
But this one, the joke occurs in the season 2, episode 1, The Bad Fish Paradigm, in which Raj references 2 popular Bollywood actresses.
Okay.
He's getting into an argument with Sheldon, and Sheldon's like, well, so about this one. And Raj is like, no, he's referring to Aishwarya Rai as a goddess, and compared to her, Madhuri Dixit is a leprous prostitute by comparison.
A leprous prostitute.
So is it a joke, or is it like a personal opinion of Raj?
I mean,
you're seeing basically, this is my favorite actor. This one is garbage next to her.
These are conversations that any number of us could be having
100%
with our friends in a similar context.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of it.
I could see it put way more derogatory than leprous prostitute. That's actually creative.
All the lepers are now upset.
I know.
And all the prostitutes are upset.
Well,
I don't know about the leprous
prostitutes.
If
they hear, off-camera conversations about people and donkeys and stuff. Because I know for a fact I've heard that come up in conversations when comparing caliber of actors or whatnot.
Yeah.
Or bands for that matter.
Well, anything.
Yeah.
Any argument, my thing is better than your thing.
Exactly. And you're going to go evil on it.
That's right.
But the dude posting the takedown, or wants to, is what's his name here?
Mithun Vijay Kumar. Yeah.
And he's saying that it's highly derogatory towards Indian culture and women, and argues that some comments can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and discrimination against women and promote sexism and misogyny. So that's
that statement in and of itself. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. Some statements can do that.
Yeah.
Is this one of them?
I don't think a 2-second comment on a 15-year-old show.
When is a joke not a joke?
Yeah.
When is a joke not a joke? Hank said this on other shows. Like, when we start screening our comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is it? I don't know. The show is intentional to be funny.
Yeah.
I guess
And
sensibilities, really. This is what it
Yeah.
boils down to. If that's what your sensibilities are, then that's
Yeah.
what they are.
like a lot of people have called him out on Twitter saying, "Are you really bringing up something from 15 years ago to get mad about?"
Yeah.
And he's taken the position of, "Oh, I'm a social justice warrior."
Okay.
And okay,
Then we need to strike all the TV,
yeah, you
all
can't
the
just
movies.
pick and choose.
Yeah, yeah. We'll go after everything now. Like, it just, again, in the words of what Chris Rock, selective outrage.
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Netflix has not clarified if it will comply with the terms of the notice, but apparently it doesn't really matter anyway
Because
Max
bought
has
the
purchased
rights.
the rights to all the streaming, so it might be disappearing from Netflix shortly anyway.
I did some reading on that, and it's like I couldn't find anywhere. I couldn't find a response from Netflix, from CBS. I couldn't find a response from anybody on this. Just like, we're just not even going to acknowledge this thing.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens when it flips over to Max.
Yeah.
To see if that
See if
episode
he
is still
carries
there.
his
If the episode's still
takedown
there.
thing, yeah, because
Yeah.
I can't see them not doing it. It's the first episode of the second season.
Yeah, season premiere. You're not going to
No.
not have that.
No. Here's an update.
Maybe you would. I don't know.
Here's an update from a previous one.
All right.
Vanna White has closed the deal with Wheel of Fortune
What?
just ahead of Pat Sajak's final season.
I had asked, is she going to continue?
She is going to continue.
All right.
She has extended her contract through the 2025 to 2026 season.
All right.
So she will be on hand for Sajak's last episodes,
all right,
as well as the new episodes with new host Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest is taking over the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
You know what? He'll probably do all right.
I mean, he's the new Dick Clark.
Yeah, basically.
So, yeah.
But apparently her aggressive new lawyer did well because
negotiated well for her.
Yeah.
Shorter term, bigger money probably.
Hopefully. Because as it said before, they had claimed that she had made $3 million a year while Sajak was earning 5 times that.
Yeah, of course.
And Sony declined to comment on it at the time. But if she's reached an agreement, must be good.
It's probably still not anywhere near what Pat Sajak was making, but more than what she was making previously. Yeah.
But Ryan Seacrest is quoted as saying, as for stepping into Sajak's shoes, he is a legend. I've looked up to him forever. He's so good at that job, which, is a little bit of pressure here. But he just said, you're going to have a great time. It's so much fun. What's better than giving away money and doing that every single night?
It's interesting. I remember watching early episodes of The Price is Right after Drew Carey had taken over. And at that time, I still thought very much of Drew Carey as a comedic actor.
Yes.
Not from Whose Line Is It Anyway, which he just hosted.
But like the Drew Carey show?
Right. So to see someone go from a comedic actor, go from scripted work to something that is largely improvisational or like reality based.
Yeah.
It was an interesting transition, I think. And I think Ryan will probably do.
I think
he'll be
He's done enough of the New Year's Eve stuff.
That's what I mean. Like a lot of his stuff is sort of on the spot, right?
Yeah. So
he'll be fine.
I think so.
He'll be fine.
So this next one doesn't really apply to us Canadians, but US folks, did your kids buy Fortnite stuff without asking you? Apparently the FTC says you could get a refund.
Where's the burden of proof?
Well, parents of kids who bought virtual gear without their knowledge on the game might soon be getting a refund.
Wow.
Because U.S. regulations are starting to notify more than 37 million people by email that they may be eligible for compensation as part of a legal settlement with Fortnite's maker, Epic Games, Inc.
Oh, boy.
Federal Trade Commission announced late last year that Epic Games will pay $520 million in penalties and refunds to settle complaints revolving around children's privacy and its payment methods that tricked players into making unintended purchases.
Unintended. Do we know what the details are on what is an unintended purchase?
Well, when your kid steals your credit card and buys up the V-Bucks or whatever the hell they are.
I guess, but isn't that just called shitty parenting?
I don't.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what kid has access to their parents' credit cards like that?
Well,
I mean, sure, there's somebody out there that's going to do it, but really,
Well, considering the amount of YouTube videos my kids show me of people doing this, it's rampant down there.
I feel like this is the burden of the parents that, funny that they've reached a settlement on this. That's a huge dollar figure too.
Yeah. But apparently 245 million of that 520 is for customer refunds as part of the settlement, which was finalized back in March.
Okay.
It's meant to cover some of the costs of unwanted V-Bucks or virtual items such as outfits or the cartoonish purple llama loot crates.
Purple llama loot crates.
Yeah.
Man, microtransactions are like they're
terrible.
The bane of video games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consumers have until January 17th to submit their claim. And Epic Games also agreed to pay a $275 million fine for collecting personal information on Fortnite players under the age of 13.
Wow.
Without informing their parents or getting their consent. It says it was the biggest penalty ever imposed for breaking an FTC rule.
They had to know.
Of course they do.
They had to know that
they were data mining and then using that data to say market to these kids who don't know any better.
Sure.
Hey kid, go steal your parents' credit card and get some V-Bucks. That way you could get the latest llama suit. Again, I say video games and online content is the worst thing ever. Give me a cartridge that I can physically purchase that's not going to go away when the internet decides it's time to take it down.
Some of the game, then you'd have to be satisfied with games that are only going to, a cartridge game. You can only pack so much into a
cartridge or a disc
cartridge. Sure.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. I can still pick up my Super Nintendo and play Super Mario World, and it's as fun today as it was back then.
Granted. And I mean, retro gaming is huge, right? So
100%.
But for new stuff, I mean, would you want a slew of new, say, 16-bit games, new games in 2023?
Maybe. I don't know.
How about 2033?
Maybe. Well, it's funny you say that because games like Among Us and Undertale, they're going backwards in the bit rate. Or Minecraft, look at that one, and it's still going strong.
Yeah, actually, what did I see? Last week? Sega, the old Sega Gargoyles game is getting a remaster,
reissue,
remaster. Yeah, so it looks pretty cool. It looks cool.
Yeah, but Epic Games said after settling the case in December that it would implement additional safeguards to prevent unintended purchases, and that it updated a statement
again. But that's the hard thing, right? It's online, so it's like, are you over the age of 13? If the kid clicks the yes button,
true.
What recourse does the parent have?
Well, like with my kids' Switch, I have the password, so they can't get into that online store unless I punch it in.
Right, and so that goes right back to what I said about responsible parenting.
True.
So, yeah, I'm very curious to know how this is going to play out.
True, but say if my kid came over and started playing yours, and you've got your credit information punched in there, and they say, "Oh, that looks neat. Let me just buy that."
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Like stuff like
it could happen
through the Microsoft Store and stuff like that. Yeah. No, I get it.
Let's talk about some toy news.
Woohoo!
Toys are good.
All right. What do you want to start with first?
Well, let's start with this one. It's actually going to happen.
It. Wow.
Cat's Lair funded.
Cat's Lair funded. Tier 1. 4,000 backers. Wow.
Yep.
That thing is like the size of a small child.
It is. It's a monster of a playset. But it is going to be a reality. They've unlocked the basic funding plus tier 1. So you get the claw, the Sword of Omens, and a whole bunch of little accessories.
The laboratory set there. Yeah, that's cool.
They've got a grand total of 4,223 backers. So they didn't unlock tier 2 with the Crystal Lionel.
Is the campaign done?
It's done.
It's done.
It's done. So, people are going to get it who ordered it.
Man.
And I guess there wasn't that many fence sitters to push it over the edge at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we just went through this with the HasLab thing.
Yeah,
with the ghost. With the ghost, yeah.
Where it spiked at the end to get
it did. It really spiked, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Star Wars.
Now let's talk about more Star Wars.
Yeah.
We mentioned this Sunday. Sideshow has presented the new Ahsoka Tano 6-scale figure.
6th scale figure. This is definitely based on her
it's
Clone
based on the
Wars,
animated Clone Wars.
animated appearance. Yeah, it looks great though.
It does. It comes with multiple lightsabers, a little Commander Rex hologram,
Nice.
assorted hands.
This being based on her second
Yes.
animated look.
Yeah, so
her,
the midriff is covered.
Slightly older look.
Yeah.
Her less sexualized.
The sexualized child look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it is a carefully tailored fabric costume.
Oh, it's Hot Toys. Did you expect anything less?
No, it's got hooks for the lightsabers, multiple joints.
Yeah.
Seamless joints on this one too.
Oh, good. Like some of those what's the thing that Hasbro did with the they did that
I know you can buy the secondhand Fison bodies to up.
Well, the Fison is Fison is
where it's
one
like
of
a
them.
metal endoskeleton.
Yeah. And Hasbro did a couple of Elite series,
maybe
the Hyper Real.
Yeah,
Hyper Real. That's what I was thinking. They did the same thing with a metal armature.
Yeah. But she also comes with a variety of stylized hands and accessories to give you a wide range of display options.
Yeah.
And it does pair nicely if you happen to have some of the other ones that have already been released.
I would think so. Yeah.
Like the Anakin, the Obi-Wan, and the Yoda.
That's a pretty nice display there.
That's a nice display, but
it's a lot of money right there.
Yeah, she's clocking in at $260 US just for her.
$260 US.
Yeah, there are payment plans.
$260 US today. Let me just have a look at
you're looking at over 3.
I actually did some math on this today, not for this, for something else. 260
US.
So for those of us here in Canada today, at today's rate, that works out to $349.58. That's very consistent with the Hot Toys.
True.
That's
then you got to factor in your shipping.
Oh yeah,
and your cross border. What's the word?
Duty.
That's it.
Yeah. Taxes.
Yeah.
The
government cut.
The government.
Well, this next one's still Star Wars, but we probably won't have to pay those over the border taxes for.
Oh.
The Obi-Wan and Vader 2-pack.
Going for the vintage collection here. Oh, man, all you 3 3/4 people, you're gonna love this.
This is a
nice.
Nice
Getting all kinds of cool stuff coming out.
Yeah. 2 figures, 5 accessories, including Obi-Wan's lightsaber, Vader's battle damaged helmet.
Oh, with the slice in it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And it's available for pre-order now on Hasbro Pulse. But it inside the box comes 2 carded figures, right?
Okay, that's cool.
So you can reenact the whole scene from Kenobi, or you can just display them in the box.
Just cut out yourself some styrofoam rocks and just start throwing them
at them. Yeah.
They look good. I sometimes I was looking at some vintage collection the other day. Was the Tusken Boba Fett and the Cad Bane from Book of Boba Fett, and I'm like, sometimes I wish I was a 3 3/4 collector.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized no, because I couldn't keep up with it.
No,
I just couldn't do it.
No. This next one, it claims to be a leak.
Oh,
so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay,
but if this is fake, this is incredible. The
what?
Marvel Legends Green Goblin, based on Spider-Man No Way Home.
Wow, that's an interesting. Wow. Do we think this is right from China or something?
I don't know. I don't know. The original guy that had it posted it on Facebook, and it's been making the rounds.
Okay.
But like the sculpt is awesome. The accessories are great.
I wish we had a better look at that likeness. That does not look like.
Well,
mind you,
when you look at the secondary image here,
that
is 100%
now wait a
Willem
minute.
Dafoe.
That's very compelling for me.
Yeah. But again, if this is just like somebody's, custom idea and they're letting it run, kudos to them.
If that's a custom,
it's incredible.
There's a whole lot going on there that just like, I want to say that's real.
I would think it's real.
I'm
Why
inclined
wouldn't
to say
they
that's
make
real.
this like another deluxe goblin that's,
it's
going to sell.
That transparent stand is very reminiscent of
the same one they used for the demo goblin Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, and it's very similar to the style that they used with the original Black Series speeder bike. three balls, so you could get like a taller or a shorter,
Yeah.
depending on how you positioned it, right?
Yeah. But, we'll see if it actually comes to market. But
I mean, Willem Dafoe it needs more action figures anyway, so this
Yes,
is
he
great.
Yes, he
this is
does.
great.
But this next one is 100% confirmed.
Yeah.
Mondo is doing a Mask of the Phantasm 6-scale Phantasm figure.
Oh wow, 12-inch Phantasm. Wow.
Celebrating the 30th anniversary of Mask of the Phantasm. They're releasing this one for what is it going for here?
Lots.
Yeah, probably lots.
Lots.
Don't have the price on this one, unfortunately, but it's only available for 6 days.
Oh, so it's a very limited run.
It is a very limited run. So it's on sale September 19th at 12 noon CT.
Central
Time. Yes.
Central.
Through September 25th at 11:59 a.m.
Also
So
Central.
if you want it, get it. Don't wait.
Yeah, I mean, there's no there's going to be people out there that say, well, that window is so small, they got to be doing another run of them down the road.
Well, they might do it, but not include as much as they're going to with this one, because you get like the swappable torso.
The Andrea
for
torso,
the Andrea.
yeah.
You get the hood, you get multiple hands, accessories, a stand, a little smoke effect.
Yeah, I could totally see them doing a stripped down version.
Yeah.
In like a month or two.
But basically, it reminds me of the 90s figure, but just sized up. And
it really does.
Really
yeah.
detailed out.
Yeah. But I mean, that Bruce Timm animation style does, I mean, there's only so many ways you can translate that.
Yeah. But limit of 2 figures per person or household or whatever you want to go by.
Sure.
And it's expected to ship in February of 2024. So
wow, that's cool.
Don't have to wait too long for it to show up.
That's very cool.
Next one here.
Kevin Conroy's favorite portrayal of Batman, his favorite Batman movie.
Yeah.
Is that one.
Mask of the Phantasm.
Was, I should say. Was.
Still is.
I guess
doesn't
so.
change now.
No, I guess not.
No. Power Rangers fans.
Not me.
No,
not me. Have never been.
Fair enough.
Of all of them, I think if I identify with any of them, it would be Mighty Morphin, the first maybe season.
Yep.
Maybe
first 2 or 2.5. Then it turned to Ninja Rangers or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know.
First 2 for sure. But anyway.
Well, this is Mighty Morphin.
It is.
Okay.
They've got a whole bunch of new ones coming out here from the Ultimates line for Super 7. We've got the Black and Gold Megazord, which is 7 inches.
I was going to say Ultimates is definitely 7-inch scale.
Yeah, it features multiple accessories and whatnot. We've also got
that's cool.
A glow-in-the-dark Green Ranger.
Sure.
So I'm thinking this is the same Ranger figure again, just glow-in-the-dark.
Yeah, maybe.
But
the portrait on that's really good.
It is. So JDF's,
it looks great.
Pretty, do him. What's the word?
Justice.
That's right.
Yeah.
But then these two have been a long time coming.
I saw the that's just okay. Yeah, they're just renderings at this point.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great that they're doing those two. Yeah. Yeah.
And each of them comes with their own host of accessories.
That's funny.
It is.
It's very funny.
But like for 2 characters that are like so involved in the whole thing.
I mean,
in the early seasons, and like now they've kind of got a resurgence in the comic book where they're actually becoming Rangers themselves, I think.
Isn't that something, eh?
Yeah.
2 characters that really were essentially
they were comic relief.
Comic relief, yeah.
But the school bullies who weren't,
I don't know how you can be the school bully when you're like 30.
But they're kind of like lovable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you can go get them at some point here. Yeah, they are available now for pre-order at Hasbro Pulse.
Sure.
This next one here, Kim Petras has. Oh no, I'm wrong.
What?
I skipped ahead too far. I'm sorry. It's time for me to turn over the con.
Well, here we go.
Loading lexicon. Generating responses. Responses ready. Lexicon is the word game where you decide what's real and what is a con. Get ready. Here we go.
All right, it's time once again for our little word game that we like to play here. It's called Lexicon, where we're going to put up a completely nonsensical but also a completely legitimate word. We're going to give you 3 definitions, and your mission is to pick out the correct definition while I try to stump you and get the con. All right, are you ready for this week's word?
Let's do it.
This week's word is
Octothorpe.
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 Okay.
Octothorpe, yeah. All right, 3 choices. Here comes the first one. Is it
Another term for the pound or hashtag sign. The word was adopted by the telecom industry in the 1960s with the advent of the touch-tone telephone.
That's definition number 1.
Okay.
Definition number 2.
A type of confection characterized by the precise blending of 8 key ingredients including milk chocolate, white chocolate, powdered almonds, and candied fruit.
Or definition number 3.
A unit of measurement used by conspiracy theorists to quantify the increase in the number of secret societies operating in the world. Derived from the belief that each hashtag used on social media represents an additional organization. Hence the Octothorpe Index.
There you go, Octothorpe.
Well, I'm definitely not going to call 3 because I'm kind of a conspiracy nut and I've never heard of
Never heard of it?
Octothorpe Index.
Is it a mystery 8 ingredient confection? Or is it a term for the pound symbol, often called the hashtag? We've got Kim chiming in here. Kim says, I'm guessing number 1. That's 1 for number 1. Silver Spider, 1, but they want you to think it's 3. Well played.
Nice.
Any more for any more? What do you think, Andy?
I'm going to go with number 1 too.
You are also going number 1. Okay, that's 3 guesses for number 1. And yeah, I couldn't pull it over on you. If you said number 1, you are correct. There's an interesting thing here with this word, Octothorpe. The word did come about in the 1960s. It gained traction when the push button phone was invented. Now, the octo part of Octothorpe almost certainly is a representation of the 8 points. But the Thorpe part, you'll have to look it up. I don't have all the answers for this one. There's a mystery around that. There's no 100% everybody agrees on where the Thorpe part comes from.
Comes from X's and O's.
One of the theories is that somebody, a phone operator, was actually sneezed or coughed when they were talking about the word, whatever it is, and that's where the Thorpe part came from. There's also reference to an Olympic athlete in there. So it's a really weird word, but yeah, there you go. The pound sign, the hashtag, it's really called an Octothorpe.
Nice.
Back over to you, sir.
All righty. Learned something new today.
Learn something new every week.
That's right.
We'll have another weird but real word for you next week.
So Kim Petras has surprised everybody by releasing a previously shelved debut album called Problematique.
Okay.
This year, Petras became the first openly trans artist to win a major category at the Grammys for her collaboration with Sam Smith on the track Unholy.
Sure.
Which my daughter thinks has been totally overplayed now, but I guess it's still popular.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what that is.
It's a weird song about infidelity.
That's probably why I have no idea what it is.
They play it on Fresh 100 all the time.
Yep. Still have no idea.
But apparently this album was partially leaked before it got shelved and kind of hidden away.
Sure.
But people have been clamoring for it. So she figured why not just
put it out there
ahead of her new tour.
Sure. Yeah.
Here.
Yep.
It's 10 tracks inspired by French house music. And what am I doing here? She's quoted as saying, it was shocking when I found out that part of the album leaked at the time and that it wasn't ever going to come out, especially as I poured so much of myself into it. I was heartbroken, but at the same time, it was really exciting to see my fans listening to the tracks and loving them. Now that I'm able to put them out, it's just so freeing to have more music that I love out in the world and officially share them in a way that all my fans can hear them.
Oh, that's great.
So to be told that your album's never going to come out sucks.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's the thing when you're making music under contract, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you own it? You don't own your music when you,
Yeah.
right? Like all these stories of artists buying their catalogs,
Yeah, having to
back.
buy
Yeah.
the rights back, or like we said last week with Diddy given the rights back.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, in 2021, she had signed with Republic Records and announced the album, then scheduled a full-length debut, but it was eventually scrapped and leaked.
Interesting.
So
somebody thought it was good enough.
yeah,
Put it out there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be until June of I think this year that she actually released her debut, "Feed the Beast."
Okay.
Which I think is the title of her upcoming tour as well.
Oh, Feed the Beast tour.
Yeah.
Sounds like an Iron Maiden tour.
Maybe. But apparently it's out there now. It's making its way up the Billboard Hot 100. And,
Cool.
The tour kicks off September 27th in Austin, Texas, and concludes in Milan on March 5th.
Oh, nice.
So all over the place. I don't have a list of everywhere that she's going, but yeah.
Cool.
So that's out there. This next one might be a bit of a racy thing, but you could kind of expect it coming out of AEW.
Well, there you go.
Former world women's champion Toni Storm's new t-shirt
Yep.
has been released by AEW.
All right.
It's titled Chin Up, Tits Out.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Now, this is based on her latest catchphrase. And
that's her catchphrase?
That is her catchphrase.
All right.
But it's getting a little bit of backlash on it.
In what sense?
And not because of what it says, but for what it doesn't say, because there's a third part to the catchphrase.
Yeah.
She comes on, she says, chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe. Because as she walks off, she wings a shoe at whoever's interviewing her.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
so,
funny.
I'm sure this t-shirt will do well. It's not the first time AEW has done something, on the fringe of stuff.
Well, listen, I mean, the one look at that photo on the shirt, and that is right back to the age-old sex sells.
Yeah.
If that's the image that they're using.
Well, her latest character, she's kind of like a little bit nutty, a little bit Marilyn Monroe.
Well, clearly.
But coming up this Wednesday, she's actually got a title shot to regain the title.
All right.
At Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe Stadium. So that's on Wednesday night.
Good luck, I guess. Yeah.
But like I say, this isn't the first time they've done crazy shirts. They did it originally with one of their most popular sellers.
Okay.
Scissor Me Daddy Ass.
Oh my Lord.
This particular number here was for Billy Gunn, aka Daddy Ass, and the tag team The Acclaimed, who's claiming fame. They come out and they do the scissor motion.
Yeah.
So they'll scissor all the fans, and then they get in, they yell, "Scissor me, daddy ass." And
I don't know how many times you can say the word scissor in this segment.
I know. We're going to get away with it, though. Because they basically reclaimed it from its original purpose.
I don't know how we're reclaiming anything.
No,
here.
I'm not saying we're reclaiming. I'm saying they have reclaimed, because one of them is an openly gay wrestler.
Okay.
And his finishing maneuver is scissor me timbers.
Scissor me Tim,
which is a variation on like a leg drop, but it's between the legs.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, Billy Gunn's still out there doing that with them, and it's like one of their number one sellers. So
of course it is.
Yeah,
of course it is.
It's even got an accompanying chant.
Yeah,
the crowd actually chants like crazy for that one.
Yeah.
But speaking of t-shirts,
what?
We got a couple new ones up.
We do.
We do.
Oh, look at those. They're glorious.
Yeah, we got one based on the Bionic 6 logo and one based on Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Beards and the Fandom Power Podcast.
Yeah.
How appropriate is that?
Available now.
Oh, that looks so good. They look great.
I think they turned out okay.
Yeah, so I mean, that puts our if you want some
if you've got a favorite
pop culture inspired merch and you want to support the show, it's a great way to do it. Head on over to our merch shop. It's linked in the description of this video, and check out what's there. We're over 80 designs.
I think
now?
we're getting close to 90.
Almost 90 designs there. Most of them are based on popular pop culture properties.
or funny things we've said,
Yeah. Yeah.
or even some lexicon words.
That's right. You can go fub yourself too.
Right. Now this one, I'm guaranteeing it's not new, but it's new to me.
Yep.
I had never seen this before. Do you need a miracle?
Do I need a miracle?
Do you need a miracle?
Oh.
No, I just saw this the other night on late night TV, and
What am I looking at? Is that a little baggie of water?
That is a little baggie of water.
Okay.
We do have a video clip here to maybe explain it a little bit better.
Because I'm not. Is this something evangelical?
I believe it is.
Okay, let's take a look and see what the clip says.
Do you need a miracle? Real people with real needs are receiving real life-changing miracles when they use the miracle spring water.
My husband brought the spring water up and I drank it. And I'm speaking today. I had no speech, totally paralyzed, and now I'm testifying.
You had sent me the water and I used it. You told me I was going to get a check for $7,000. Sure enough, I got a check in the mail. It was exactly $7,000.
This faith tool will help you to see liberation from the bondage of debt. It's free. I want to send it to you. No obligation. Call me now.
And when you told me to anoint my checkbook yesterday, I received a letter for over $45,000 that my second mortgage was paid off.
Get the spring water, drink the spring water, or whatever you need to do with it. It really works.
Release your faith now by calling for your free packet of Miracle Spring Water. It's free just for calling.
The power of faith is real.
Peter George Popoff, born July 2nd, 1946, is a German-born American televangelist, charlatan, debunked clairvoyant, and faith healer. He was exposed in 1986 by James Randi for using a concealed earpiece to receive radio messages from his wife, who gave him the names, addresses, and ailments of audience members during Popoff-led religious services. Yeah, there's a big documentary on this guy.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never heard of him before.
Ugh.
But this came on the TV, and I kind of snickered, like a bag of miracle water. Okay. And it'll be sent free to you.
Free to you, no obligation.
No.
When you told me to anoint my checkbook.
Will it work? But like, if he's been confirmed as a charlatan, how is he still airing this in 2023?
Well, because that's we've had conversations about this. There's the faith component to people wanting to believe. What's
going to happen in India in 15 years when they discover this?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Silver Spider. Oh, Kim. Oh, my giddy odd. Are people falling for this?
Maybe.
Silver Spider says, hey, it's free, unlike Belle Delphine bathwater.
Oh, we missed this one.
Merch.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently you can get your free bag of miracle water by calling that number. And
nope.
I don't know if you'd want to drink foreign water from you don't know where.
Nope.
But maybe, anoint your car or something.
Not going to do it.
This next one kind of sucks.
Wait.
It was kind of the theme of last week.
We didn't have any celebrity death this week.
We didn't. But this is kind of akin to it because this is like economical.
Sure.
Hundreds have been hit with layoffs after the
UFC. Well, did anybody think this wasn't going to happen?
Well, we're going to talk about that in a second, but apparently while these 100+ employees were getting released, the top brass was getting crazy paydays.
Yeah. Yep. Two entertainment companies that are, playing, in the similar games.
Yeah. But they're all under the TKO umbrella now.
Okay.
And according to reports, the initial round of layoffs happened last Friday, with 100+ getting the notice that they were cut.
Now, this is strictly from the WWE side of things?
From the WWE side.
How big was that organization that they can afford to cut that many people?
Oh, fairly large.
That's what I mean.
But they had insights and analytics people, marketing, graphic design.
I guess so, yeah.
The WWE network people, podcasting, and live event staff.
Yeah.
There was also executives who are no longer with the company, like CFO Frank A. Riddick III, who was VP of International and Platform Strategy, Andy Levine, EVP of Development and Digital, James Horowitz, Brand Director Kimberly Kierkegaard, and EVP and Head of Marketing Catherine Newman.
Yeah, that's a lot of top heaviness.
It is. Dana Warrior also.
Oh, yeah.
Cut.
Yeah.
She's the widow of the Ultimate Warrior.
Part of the company's community outreach.
Yeah. So she had brought in, like, you know, because quite often they would do that. Like if a wrestler has passed,
yeah,
they make considerations for their family.
Yep.
You know, so that sucks for her.
But, I mean, it's not just a word and a handshake anymore.
No.
I mean, we're at such a level now where it's all tied up in the legals.
Yeah. As of Friday, there was apparently 0 talent releases, but that has since changed. I don't have the full list, but there is a list of people who were cut. But the kick part here is WWE CEO Nick Khan. He got a bonus of $15 million.
Oh, wow.
CCO Triple H got a bonus of $5 million. And both of those were payable in full as soon as the merger closed.
Interesting.
And CFO Frank Riddick, who's no longer with the company, he was listed to have a $5 million bonus, with 60% being paid after the deal closed and 40% in 6 months after that.
Interesting.
So, again, the rich get richer, I guess.
Yeah.
But as far as stuff on the UFC side,
yep.
Dana White has been very vocal that there are no layoffs at the UFC side. Even though some folks are writing that yes, there is, but he was on his Twitter live, and I guess he was hit up by a question from some guy.
Oh, really?
And he went off on him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we do have a clip.
Okay, let's take a look at the clip.
Let's roll that.
Let's see what Dana White.
And today, this scumbag posted a story that says UFC hit with layoffs. And he was literally gloating about it. First of all, it's not true. I'm going to tell you guys again, most of what you read is not true. Literally, these scumbags write lies. And this guy was gloating about it and saying stuff like, hey, Dana, you have bosses now. You should check with them before you whatever. No, I don't. You don't know anything about this fucking situation, and you definitely know nothing about the sport. You jerk off. And for somebody like who's supposed to be a reporter to be, gloating about people losing their jobs, I said it before, you piece of shit. Nobody will lose their job at the UFC. Nobody's getting laid off. It's not going to happen. The other side of Endeavor laid some people off. I'm not laying anybody off. It's not going to happen. Guys, I can't reiterate to you enough, don't believe anything you read. It's so bad. Literally, these people write bullshit. This guy didn't fact check. He didn't do anything. UFC hit with layoffs. They do it to get hits, whether it's true or not true. Most of this shit is lies. Anyway, hate to be negative, but I had to address that. Lying, scummy piece of shit, saying we're laying people off when we're not. Not true.
Dana White saying, I hate to be negative. What? Is that the same person?
Maybe.
Dana White, you sold your company. You have a boss.
Yeah.
You fool.
At the same time, though, he's right. Nobody from the UFC got laid off because back in 2016, when they first got acquired by TKO, that's when they got laid off. So
right.
Now it's WWE's turn.
Now we're talking. Yeah. So because of the acquisition of the WWE, that just dredges up all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So no layoffs now.
Yeah.
And you do have a boss.
He's got to answer to somebody. But so if anybody out there's got a thing they want to call in about,
now's the time.
This
is last call for last call. If there was a headline that caught your attention this week that we didn't talk about and you want to let us in on it, call us up right now.
So Soprano star Dre DeMatteo, age 51.
Oh yeah, okay.
She's joined OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was wildly honest when she revealed exactly why she decided to go ahead with creating an OnlyFans account.
Okay.
In a interview, she has said when she took the big leap, she says she was forced to take a different direction after refusing to get a COVID-19 vaccination.
Well, I mean, there you go. So that's your choice.
Yeah. She is quoted as saying, "I didn't know this was going to be a change of life. All of a sudden, during the time I'm supposed to be relaxing a little bit, that I would have to switch careers and figure things out because my own industry thinks I'm, a savage." And she told that to Fox News on September 14th. Continuing quote, she says, "I guess you could say I was a bad girl because I did not follow the rules a couple years ago. So I don't want to be at the mercy of mandates or strike or anything like that ever again." And she's kind of got a why not attitude at this point.
I guess, yeah.
She's also quoted saying, "I figured, okay, everybody's in their underwear and being sexy on Instagram, and I don't do that, but I can do that, and I can get paid for it. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner," she told the news outlet. She says, "I know some people have said some nasty things about me having joined OnlyFans, but the way we see it in this house, it's mommy's a warrior, not accepting defeat."
Interesting.
She's got 2 kids, 15 and 12, that she's providing for. And
I think the prevailing thought here is that you hear the word OnlyFans and you're like, oh, you
instantly go, oh, it's just smut.
Or it's worse than what maybe it is. Not saying that, dressing up provocatively and giving people, video clips or photos or whatever the case may be isn't, but I don't think there's a case to be made for like, we're going right to like hardcore sex or anything like that.
But apparently her agent dropped her over the COVID-19 thing. And she claims that she almost lost her home over it because she couldn't get booked for work.
Well, again, I don't know. Choices, right?
Yeah.
Choices and consequences.
Well, there's a doctor shortage in Canada right now, and I think they could solve it if they just pull their heads out of their ass. Like all the nurses and whatnot they fired because they wouldn't get vaccinated.
Sure.
Hire them back.
Or all of the folks that are trained to a Western standard of medicine that are living in this country but can't get a residency because
they don't have a Canadian ticket.
Right.
Yeah. But
that's how you have doctors driving cabs in Toronto.
Yeah. Well, there's another joke that was on the Big Bang Theory for the physics bowl one.
Yep.
Where he's like, in Russia, I was physicist. Here I am janitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she says when it comes to the stigma surrounding her decision to join, she just doesn't care. She'd rather save her family than save face. And
I guess, from the parent, I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so.
And I guess her kids, they kind of encouraged her saying, do it.
Yeah.
Because she used to have a lot of money and now all of a sudden she's broke.
Right.
But
has she had any other notoriety outside of Sopranos?
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But, if she can still rock it at 51, why not?
Sure.
I've been watching that Secrets of Playboy, and a lot of them regret doing it, when they were young or whatever.
Yeah.
But at this point in her life, she's already a name. She's been to the top of the fame mountain.
Yeah, right.
Might as well get it.
Yeah, I mean, from that perspective of, whatever it takes, like that, it makes sense.
Yeah. She also added, say, when people make nasty comments about why she would have done that, her response is, damn straight. I hope you never have to be in the position I'm in.
Yeah.
I take care of my entire family and a lot of other people who depend on me.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in.
You know what? OnlyFans is becoming like a viable career option.
Absolutely it is.
Like,
absolutely.
Same as people saying, YouTubers and podcasters was never going to go anywhere.
Right. You can't make money at YouTube. What?
Yeah.
What? I might have said that once or twice in my life.
Once or twice.
I'm not making money at YouTube. Are you?
Not yet. Hopefully soon.
I do this because I like to.
Yeah. It's fun.
It totally is.
Plus we got to talk about strangers and
we do. We get to talk about all kinds of weird stuff. So that's always fun.
Yep.
Wow. Why are we?
We're at our last
end of the road here. We've hit that point where it's that time of the week where Andy is out there in the aisles. He's hunting for you and me so we can save a buck. And this week's toy hunting tip for toy hunting at Dollarama.
Yeah. So, Mr. Potato Head chips.
Like actual potato chips?
No, these are themed bags of parts. So each one is themed like a flavor or something. But you get an assortment of Mr. Potato Head parts. So you can.
I like the presentation.
It's creative.
I like the presentation. That's cute.
Yeah, they're selling for $5 at Dollarama.
Sure.
Regular retail $12.99. So you're saving a bit.
Nice.
The other one's nothing new.
Restocks on the Batman stuff.
Restocks on Hot Wheels.
Plus lots of Batman there.
Yeah. You're not saving much versus your Walmart because it's $2 here, $2 at Walmart.
But if you're there,
as you and I both know, the local collectors will hit up local Walmarts
for the treasure hunt.
They show up at specific times,
looking for.
Whereas Dollarama kind of restocks the shelves at random,
right?
So you got a better chance of finding your Batmobiles, your treasure hunts, and whatnot.
Interesting,
especially if you're there. If you happen to be there when they're just filling it,
yeah, really
better.
First go at it.
Yeah,
that's cool. Very cool.
So that's what I got this week.
Well, that's about it for us for this week. It's Random Fandom for the week of September 19th, 2023. Hope you guys had a great time hanging out with us, as we all had a great time hanging out with you. Let me do this for a second here. I should have put this up.
Should we have added one?
We should have, just to remind everybody. Let me go back to that one right there. Don't forget, as we are coming up on the close-in of the finale of Star Wars Ahsoka, that's our
short Tuesdays,
our other show that we do, our Sunday nights. The finale is October 3rd. It's a Tuesday night, and we are going to do our first ever live streaming watch party, where the three of us, Andy, myself, and Hank, our third, will all be here reacting to the show in real time. So if you want to come and hang out with us on October 3rd, I would invite everybody to come and do so. It's going to be a fun night. And we'll get some of that discussion that we normally have on Sundays sort of out in real time as we argue and verbally assault each other.
Have our jaws drop.
That's right. Otherwise, don't forget, Sundays, as always, is our regular Star Wars review stuff. We'll be back again this Sunday. Ahsoka is on tonight. It's on in it's on about an hour and a half. About an hour and a half. So you've got time to warm up the popcorn machine and get ready and settle in for could be another best episode ever.
If the trend continues.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's it, guys. If we don't see you on Sunday, we'll see you next Tuesday. And until then, for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And bye for now, everybody.
Thanks, Kim.